Welcome back to Algebra 1, Chapter 4, Section 5. We are talking about something called direct variation. Now, you know math and science, we compete a little bit, and my degrees are in science. So, I think science does this better, but I'll explain it to you the science way, and then I think the math way makes sense. I always feel like telling them, bless their heart, they're trying, but I just feel like they do this idea totally wrong. But maybe you'll understand once I explain it. Okay, so let me explain it the science way first. There are certain things in an equation that vary directly and inversely. So this is the formula for speed. Speed equals distance over time. So I run. Believe it or not, I'm a jogger. And I run kind of slow, but hey, I'm outpacing everybody who's not running, right? So I usually run a 5K in 30 minutes, okay? So I usually go, or so, more or less, depending on how fast I'm feeling that day, okay? I do 5 kilometers, about 3 miles in 30 minutes. I told you it was kind of slow, but I still am running, right? Okay, so this is my speed, my distance, and my time. Now, what if one day I increased my distance and I did a 6K in 30 minutes? Woo, go me! Then would my speed have gone up or down? It would go up. Distance and speed are both in the numerator, and when one goes up, the other one goes up. Now, what if one day I take 40 minutes to do my 5K? My time goes up. Am I going faster or slower? I'm going slower because it took me 40 minutes to get it done instead of 30. It's taking me forever. I'm never going to get to go eat breakfast. Okay? So if my time goes up, my speed went down. It's because one's in the numerator and the other one's in the denominator. And so they vary inversely. Things vary directly if they're in the same part of the fraction. They vary inversely if they're in the opposite part of the fraction. That makes so much sense. That's the science way. Okay, this is the math way. Don't laugh. Bless their heart. Okay, so they want to make it a y equals formula. Y equals k times x. Now our normal formula is y equals mx plus b. They got rid of the plus b, and instead of calling it m, they're calling it k. They're the same thing. It's the slope if we graphed it. It's also called the constant. K for constant. Don't know about that spelling there, right? Okay, so slope and constant are the same thing. So here, what's the slope? It's 2. What's the constant term? It's 2. What's the slope here? 1/2. What's the constant term? 1/2. So far, so good? Okay. This is how the problems look. If x and y vary directly, they'll tell you that first. So you use this formula. They have a different formula if they vary inversely. And right now, in Algebra 1, we're just learning the direct one. I don't know if we do the inverse one here or in Algebra 2, can't remember. But we're just going to learn the direct one. And this is the formula. So they'll tell us x and y vary directly. We write down this formula. They'll tell us what x and y are. Then we sing the song. Substitute. So you know what we're going to do. Where y is, we're going to write 20. We're going to bring down what we didn't mess with, the equals and the k. And where x is, we're going to write 5. Now, our question we ask ourselves is, why is k not alone? And it has a 5 sitting next to it. When a letter sits next to a number in math, they're multiplied. So it has a 5 multiplied by it, and we do the opposite, which is divide. And what you do to one side, you do to the other. These cancel out. 20 divided by 5 is 4. That is not the answer to the question. Once you get this, what k equals, they want you to go back and write y equals 4x. That formula. That's the answer to the question. And then this question they added, what if x equals 10? Well, if x equals 10, then we could substitute. You need to put in parentheses or otherwise they'll say 410. And 4 times 10, y equals 40. So if x equals 10, y equals 40. All right? Now here's another problem, okay? X and y vary directly. We write down this formula. X is 7, y is 35. We sing substitute, and we write these numbers under their equal letters. So 35 equals K7. Why is K not 11? It's being multiplied by 7. What's the opposite? Divide by 7. Those cancel out. 35 divided by 7 is 5. Is that the answer? No. We have to write it back into the formula. Y equals 5x. So the slope's 5. The constant term is 5. That's how math does it. I like science better. But bless their hearts. Math is fun.